come on in, come on in. I want you to know that this past weekend, well, first of all, I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving with your family, with your friends, with your loved ones, people who pour into you, who love on you. And I hope you found something to be grateful for because we can always find something not to be grateful for. But Thanksgiving is a time where we want to focus on the people, the things that bring us joy, love, and who pour into us. And so I wanted just to remind you of that. And then also I wanted to give you a small conversation regarding my trip to Miami, which was a reset that I very well needed. I didn't know I needed it until I went there. And so what happened in Miami was transformational. I've never felt this in my entire life, in my adult life. And so I don't know if many of you know me, but my name is Dominique Chantel, again, for those who don't know me. And I processed for divorce about 3 years ago and really had abandonment issues, childhood wounds growing up. My mother died when I was really young, when I was 1 year old. My grandparents raised me, not having my biological father in my life. And so just a conundrum of issues growing up. And I always felt in my childhood this sense of loneliness. And I could never put language to it because I didn't know what it was. It was loneliness and it was isolation. And so as a kid, you do your best and you cope the best that you can. And so in doing that, I was coping as a kid through things in terms of into my adulthood, events. I would always look forward or always look to the next event to happen, something that made me happy. I would always plan things so that I could be happy in the moment, happy with my spouse, my ex-spouse, happy with my a boyfriend that I was dating when I got divorced, happy with my children, a trip that we were taking. So I was always looking to the next thing to make me happy and to fulfill me and to give me a sense of belonging. And so at the end of the day, I had to come to the realization as I became an adult. Y'all, come on in. That as I became an adult, that I was really um, coping. And my coping mechanisms, hello, you guys, come on in. Hi, hello. Um, I was coping as an adult. And so, with that being said, with me coping, I didn't know how to cope. I didn't have language for my isolation. I didn't have language for what I was going through. And so, I really had to get with a therapist and a counselor to help me unpack my issues, my abandonment wounds, my childhood wounds, the isolation, and even the depression, right? And so, with that being said, when I was in Miami this past weekend, I felt something that I've never felt before. I felt the presence of God, and I felt that He was really with me in Miami. But He's always been with me, right, for my entire life. And so I didn't feel the need to reach out to anybody. I didn't feel the need to be emotionally attached to anyone, but I really felt the need to just be myself, be Dominique. And in those moments, as I was sitting on the beach, I realized that I was okay with me. I was good with me. I have learned to love myself, and I have learned to be okay with who Dominique is. And so I'm saying all that to say, until you get to a point to where you are good with sitting with yourself, by yourself, in your own mess, really sitting with God, just you and Him, with your mistakes, with your mess ups, with your hang ups, with your flaws and all, you truly won't love yourself until you can sit with God and sit with yourself in those things. And so I just want to encourage somebody today. However you're feeling, whatever you're going through, God takes those things that we don't like about ourselves, that we think are just the worst, and He makes them a testimony, and He uses those things to bless other people. The divorce that I thought was going to take me out, the heartbreak that I thought I was not going to make it through, the wounds, the abandonment wounds, the issues that I had, I truly can now say that God used those things to help me and to grow me as a person. No, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm certainly not where I used to be. And so I'm grateful for that. So this Saturday, I'm hosting a reset for women. If you know of a woman who needs a reset, again, like I got my reset in Miami. I got my reset in Miami, and I was like, yo, let's go. Okay, when I was able to sit with myself and be emotionally interdependent of somebody, be financially interdependent, also be spiritually interdependent, and relationally interdependent. I didn't need anybody to sit with me. I was great by myself. I was at peace. And so I'm hosting a masterclass reset this Saturday for women. It's at 11 a.m. So if you know of a woman, go ahead and click the link in my bio. And I want you to register because it's going to be life-changing. If you need a reset, again, the one that I received in Miami this weekend, it was brilliant. It was amazing. It felt great. Okay? And I want you to feel that same thing that I felt, or even feel better. And so, again, if you know of a woman, share this with them. And if you're listening to this now, share this with somebody. Or if you're listening to the playback, this may be a recording. It'll be a recording. I'll release it. But go ahead and register. The link is in my bio. You'll see it. It's the masterclass. It's set for December 6th. And you do have to register for it. And it's specifically for women. So if you are not a woman, sorry, fellas, you won't be able to attend. But if you know of a woman who needs a reset, you say, hey, sis, I know this lady, her name is Dominique. She's about to do a masterclass reset. Tell her, okay? Tell your sister. Tell your mother. Tell everybody you know. I would love for you to be on there to have just the time to sit with me and to also, to be there and be okay and be in a space where people are growing. Hi, Lexi. Be in a space where people are growing and be in a space where you are getting the reset that you need. So, again, if you know of a woman, December 6th is my master class reset, and it's taking place. You do not want to miss it. The link is in my bio, okay? Again, I want to give you the very strategy, the very thing that I use to help me reset my life, my emotional life, my spiritual life, my financial life, and my relational life, okay? So that you are not dependent on people for your happiness. You are not dependent on people for your financial resources. You are not dependent on people for your spirituality. You know, you are really leaning in and relying on God to give you everything that you need. Because at the end of the day, He is everything that we need, okay? We can put our time, our money into people, places, and things, but they don't satisfy like He does. So I'm here to tell you I'm a testament. So just go ahead and log on. Go ahead and sign up, subscribe to the masterclass. You don't want to miss it. All right? I love y'all. Be blessed. Bye.